Hey, good morning, guys. So I have a special treat for you today, and by special treat for you, I mean a special treat for me. I'm going to be test reviewing this Zero motorcycle. It's a DSR. This motorcycle is fully electric. So, guys, I want to talk to you quite a bit about it. This is the most probably different motorcycle I've ever ridden. It has some really cool features, and I really like that kind of retro stuff. But man, this thing is really cool. This is your latest version of the iPhone, so it is pretty cool. So I'm going to be taking a ride in this for a little bit. We're going to get this bad boy charged up here. Yep, we'll get it charged up, get everything ready to go. And then we'll take a good ride, and we'll talk about some of the neat features about it. It is a very unique experience. Oh, wait a minute, what am I doing here? So it turns out to charge it up, all you need to do, it's not that difficult. You just plug it in. There you go. So we should have this thing all charged up here shortly, and we'll take it for a nice ride. Guys, we'll talk to you real soon. Bye. Listen up there, YouTube. Chip here with the iconic sports cycle motovlog. Hey guys, so getting ready to test drive this Zero DSR. We're going to take it over to the River Road, and should be a fun ride. I'd like to talk about some of the neat features on it. It does come with a 5-year warranty. That's kind of cool, because one of the big concerns, of course, with anything electric is the battery life. One of the things that I found out about it yesterday, it is belt drive. I like belt drive on a bike like this. Very low maintenance. Doesn't take a lot to very little as far as adjustments go. No lubing. They last a long time, so that's a really good thing. You can see it's got the big electric motor in there with the big cooling fans on it. We've got an adjustable rear suspension, and it has the little piggyback reservoir on there for good dampening. It also has a adjustable front fork as well. One of the things that I found to be pretty handy on it, does have this little storage compartment up here. In the storage compartment, I'm able to keep glasses, a couple of GoPro mounts, the keys to the house. So it's got a little bit of safe storage in there. Now you can get a little charge port that goes in there, a little quick charge station. So that would be pretty cool. It has a mode switch. I'll go over that in just a moment. It's got the very easy to read sight glass for your brake fluid. So yeah, talk about that for just a minute. These bikes, mid-teens, they're, maybe a little pricey for kind of a basic bike, but let's talk about overall cost of ownership. Okay, so first off, we already talked to this belt drive, so no chain lube. Very few times you're gonna probably have to replace the belt. Where chain you're gonna have to replace. You have to replace the gear set. So that's an expense. Hey guys, no clutch. So you not only don't have a clutch to replace or wear out, but if you've ever been in a position where you've gone to go somewhere, you pull in that clutch cable pops, and then you're kind of stranded. So yeah, this is one less thing to go wrong with it. It is a disc brake, front and rear. It doesn't look like a lot of brake pad, but I drove this thing home last night, and these brakes got really good bite to them. I noticed it does have the braided steel lines on there. That probably has something to do with it. The lighting was real good on coming on 46. It's a really dark road. This does have kind of it's a Pirelli, more kind of all-terrain kind of tire on it. I'm a street guy. I'm not going to take it off-road, but I would imagine those, have a pretty good bite to it. Yet, the curvature, they were very, very easy to ride on the street. As you can see, it's a very good-looking bike. I don't know if the sun is showing, but this is that pearl metallic kind of black paint. It's got a lot of flake in it, so it really kind of pops, It's got kind of a short wheelbase, sits kind of high. Again, I'm not used to high bikes. It's something I could probably get used to, but I'm just used to something that's a little bit lower. But this is a fun bike to ride. We'll get started here shortly. I like the gold accented wheels. I think that's a nice touch on the black bike. But we'll take it for a ride. I'll give you my impression. We'll talk about some of the things that make it really different, unique, and fun to ride. So guys, we'll get this show started.
Hey, listen up there, YouTube. Chip here with your iconic sports cycle motovlog. So guys, what am I riding today? Well, I think I pointed out my garage. I'm going to be riding the Zero DSR. It's a 2018 model. This is one of the manufacturer's demos. The way that Zero does this is basically they give the dealer several demonstrator models. You go down, you drive the one that you like, or maybe drive them all, see which one you like. Once you found the one that you like, you don't buy that one. You put in an order. They build a bike specifically for you, deliver it to the dealership. You come pick it up, and that's the way that works. Why is that probably a good model, business model for them? Well, if you ride one of these things, you're going to want to buy it. Let me explain something to you. This is a fully electric motorcycle. Basically what that means is these engines make all of their horsepower and torque from the minute you crack that throttle. What does that do? Well, in many cases, it will rocket you into another universe without you even realizing it. Now, these bikes are... let me start here. This particular one, the DSR, it's kind of a dual sport looking motorcycle. It's got kind of a knobby, aggressive tire on it, and yet look how well it grips the road. It also, one of the things that when you have a knobby tire, you usually get a lot of tire noise. Really not so much. This one's pretty quiet. The other thing that knobby tires usually do for you, give you a lot of vibration in the handlebars. No, none. So there's a lot of things that you normally have to trade off. There doesn't seem to be any compromise on this bike. Now, this bike does have a fully adjustable suspension, front and rear. It's got the piggyback shock in the back. It is currently adjusted. It seems to be a little on the stiff side. I like that. I'm cool. I'm totally cool with the stiff suspension. I like the way they handle better. So I'm trying to find, because I'm riding this bike, and I'm old school. I've been riding motorcycles from 1974. I'm used to gas and oil and smelly motors and loud pipes and all that stuff. So I'm trying to find a reason not to like this motorcycle. Really can't find one. But let me tell you this. There are things about this bike that are completely different than what I'm used to. And so I'm going to kind of touch base on those things because I really can't find anything wrong with it. So I'm coming to a stop sign. Every time I come to a stop or a stoplight, I'm reaching for the clutch. Guess what? It don't have one. This is a direct drive. So there are no gears. So less maintenance, less chance of a failure, no clutch cable to break on you and leave you stranded somewhere. So lots of pluses there. Overall cost of maintenance and ownership, I'm going to guess, is going to be way better. No oil changes, tune-ups, all that stuff, it just goes away because it's all electric. I'm sure you'd have to, service your brake fluid, put brake pads on it from time to time, change your tires. But for the most part, there is no maintenance on this thing. It's a belt drive. Belt drives, of course, require very little maintenance. They operate very quietly. They last for a really long time. I think that you're probably going to find that with this bike. As you see when you come to a stop, it is whisper quiet. So yeah, again, there's a lot of great things about this bike. It's kind of set up like on the suspension on this DSR. It sits up like a supermoto, kind of sits up high off of the ground. I'm not used to that, but for a bike like this, I think I probably could get used to it pretty easily, or at least I'd want to. It has a very easy to read display screen. You got your charge points here, your different modes. Now, right now it's in eco mode. I will flip it over to sport mode here shortly. It also has a custom mode. You've got other things being monitored down here. So it is different. I mean, it's not like your gasoline bike. It in many ways it's a different experience. In some ways, much better. I can only imagine that we're going to see a lot more manufacturers looking at this and going, hey, you know what? Why aren't we doing this? This is an amazing concept. The technology is there now. The battery life is there. It's getting better all the time. Why don't we do something like this? And I'm telling you guys, I really see this as the future of motorcycling. This is an absolute hoot to ride. Its acceleration is amazing. I'm gonna shoot on up over here to US 1. I'm gonna try and get it to a point where I can put it into the sport mode so that you can experience that, or actually not experience it. You'll see it from my perspective. You have to experience that on your own. I got to tell you guys, you have to get on one of these bikes. You have to ride it, even normal eco mode like this. Now, eco, you normally think of, hey, slow. Not the case at all. This thing is really really quick, even in the economy mode. When you put it into sport mode, well, it's kind of like putting a Tesla in ludicrous mode. You know, if you're not expecting it, it will scare the crap out of you, which isn't always a bad thing. But yeah, so we're going to come up here to US 1, and we're going to cut across this road here. We're going to take a little shortcut through the self-storage park in the U-Haul here. There we go. And from the motovlogger standpoint, this bike is quiet. There's no engine noise you have to talk over. So that's a plus. So coming over to US 1, we're in Rockledge, the old Sears town. Alright, so when I come to the stop here, I'm going to put it in sport mode. Now you can put it in sport mode on the fly. It doesn't have to be stationary to do that. See, this is your custom mode, and then we're going to go down here to sport. And we'll see what this thing does. I'm going to have to give some space because this thing will accelerate. Well, like I said, it's going to accelerate pretty quickly. Ready? Here we go. Well, so I'm running out of road here, but I'm going to have to find a space where I can open it up a little bit. But to say that these things have amazing performance would be the understatement of the century. So coming into the new year, you may want to consider buying one of these. I think it'll make 2018 an amazing year for you. But that's, hey, again, personal opinion. I've fortunately for me, you know, I've lived long enough to own a lot of bikes, borrow friends' bikes, to test. Some of the dealers have been kind enough to loan me bikes to test ride. So I've had an opportunity to experience a lot of bikes. You know, honestly, I've never experienced anything like this. I mean, I've had more powerful, faster bikes, so that's not the case. But to have something in an overall package that, you know, that's economical to own, that's easy, I mean, incredibly easy to ride, and to be able to perform like this thing does, I mean, this thing is absolutely freaking amazing. Well, it looks like I'm not going to get a chance to really throttle this thing. Just the traffic, you know, for a Sunday, a New Year's Day, you'd think there'd be nothing on the road. But whatever. But I'm gonna call it an end here. I'm gonna sign off, as they say. But if you guys get a chance, I highly recommend you check out a Zero motorcycle. They're very different, but they're absolutely amazing to ride. So guys, this is Chip from the Iconic Sports Cycle Motovlog. Guys, I'll be talking to you real soon. Bye.